Never chase after his attention. Do this instead. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to get a man to come to you without you having to chase him, and also how to make sure you're not being desperate, pushing him away, causing him to lose interest, causing him to feel overwhelmed or like he doesn't have any space within the relationship, and have him naturally drawn to your energy and want to commit to you long term, have a loving, happy relationship. So, if you would like that, if you're ready to actually attract a man, have his attention and desire without chasing him, go ahead and comment, "I'm ready" below. Let me know you're ready for that, and we're going to be diving right into it. So, I'm Brody Boyd. I'm a Magnetize Your Man expert if you don't know me already, and for over 13 years, I've helped single men to attract the right woman for them. So I have a unique perspective into what makes the male brain tick, which we're going to be talking about more in this video. So if you like anything in this video, my background, my shirt, the content, anything, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, a like below. I really appreciate that. And also make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more incredible videos like this on how to attract a man for a long-term loving commitment as soon as possible. And also share this video with a girlfriend or two who you think could really benefit from this info. Let's share the wealth, create more happy relationships in the world. And also listen for a special secret bonus in this video on what you need to commit to make a man come to you. So let's go ahead and dive right in with my little secret number 8 on how to make a man come to you without you having to chase him, which is to practice femininity. And yeah, that's right. I said practice. Femininity is a practice. Just like if you're a chiropractor, if you're a dentist, what do they call that? They call it a practice. It's because that's their occupation. It's because that's their life. Now you can make femininity your occupation as well. Make it your life. It's a way of being. Yes, you may need to be masculine at the workplace, getting things done, taking leadership, taking charge, telling people what to do, achieving. But when you're in your romantic life, it's so critically important that you switch back into your feminine energy, especially with a man that you're interested in, if you want him to come to you, if you want men to crave you, because masculine feminine polarity is really the only thing that creates attraction and chemistry long-term, passion long-term. So you need to cultivate that. How do you cultivate that? Practicing things like receiving, like not initiating, like not chasing. Actually, probably more than half of femininity is just what you don't do. It's actually allowing, it's receiving, it's letting people do things for you. It's letting energy come to you. It's being the flame, not the moth, being the sun, not the planets. Now, yes, there's other things you can do as well, such as dressing feminine, wearing clothes that make you feel feminine, whether it's pink frilly dresses or letting your hair down, curling your hair. Perhaps wearing jewelry or makeup that makes you feel like a feminine, that girly energy. Maybe that you remember when you were a teenager or a young girl. You know, what was that playful energy, that fun, that spirited flow within you that was creative, that was curious, that was playful, that was joyful, that was spontaneous, that didn't have a lot of rules, a lot of structure. I like to think of femininity as like this, the water, right? It's flowing, it's moving, it's constantly changing. It's like the water within the pool, and the pool, the cement of the pool is the masculine. It's like the container holding all of that, right? The protector, provider, making sure things get done. So you want to embrace that femininity, make it a practice. That'll draw him to you almost faster than anything else. Number 7 is develop your spiritual connection. So if you're craving a man, if you're feeling desperate for him, if you're wondering why he's not texting you back, why he's not calling you, why he's not asking you out, there's an empty hole probably within you somewhere. There's an empty space that's longing to be filled. And oftentimes, one way to get that need met that you're actually looking for, that you're missing, is this deeper spiritual connection to something bigger than yourself. Whether that's God, whether that's your sense of wonder at the world around you, that spiritual connection is going to help you fill that space that you're longing for him to finally feel. If you're not feeling loved, perhaps you haven't experienced the unconditional love that comes from something bigger than you, that comes from that connection. That connection. So look for it, seek it out. Seek it out, develop it like a relationship. It's a relationship that needs to be cultivated. Your relationship with yourself is one of the most important relationships you'll ever have. And beyond that, it's also your connection to something bigger. and connection to God. Whatever you're not having that in your life, you're going to feel lost. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel, where is it? Where is that love? Where is that craving? Where is that space that I'm missing that needs to be filled? Well, that's often the place you'll find it. And when you have that, you're going to be able to stop feeling like you need to chase him. You're going to be able to stop feeling like you need to sacrifice your own standards for a guy and sacrifice yourself for a man. You're going to have that strength within you. You're going to have that power within you that's going to be able to draw him to you, draw people, draw men to you in a way that you will just radiate. So it's super important to make sure you're cultivating that at all times if you want a man to really come to you and really feel like he can get some of that connection as well through you being together. So go ahead and comment below as well. I'd love to hear which country or state are you watching from. I'm always curious to hear that in these videos, so please share that in the comments below. Really appreciate that, to hear that. Number 6 is to make a list of everything you're grateful for now. Actually write it out. You know, we're just now entering the phase of Thanksgiving in November. And right now, as I'm filming this video, and it's all about that gratitude, right? That Thanksgiving, giving thanks. The first person you need to give thanks to is yourself. What are the things you appreciate about yourself? What are the things you're grateful for about you? Maybe it's your personality. Maybe it's your eyes. Maybe it's the things you've done for others, the things you've done in your life, relationships you've cultivated, people you've taken under your wing in some way, good deeds that you've done. So make a list of those things you're grateful for in your life. What have you been blessed by? Actually list it out, because that, again, is going to help you bring that energy back to yourself and bring that goodness, that abundance energy to you. So you're feeling abundant. You're feeling like there's enough to go around for everybody. There's enough wealth. There's enough love. There's enough goodness to go around for everybody. There's enough quality relationships to go around for everybody. You are going to create yours. You're going to have yours, because there's so many out there that are available to you that it's just being set in motion to come to you. You have to trust that. You have to believe in that so that you can actually experience that abundance mentality that is so attractive. Number 5 is to commit to the process, but detach from the outcome. One of my favorite sayings that helped me so much when I was dating, because when I was in my journey, when I was single, I would get attached oftentimes to a certain result. I would want to get a girl's phone number. I would want to get a date. I would want to have sex. I would want to have a connection. And I would get attached to those things because I was lonely. I was feeling maybe a little desperate sometimes. I feel like I was pretty good at this for the most part. But whenever I needed to catch myself, I would remind myself with this phrase, which always stuck to me. I believe it comes from Wayne Dyer originally, which is commit to the process, but detach from the outcome. So what that means is taking all that energy that I was longing to get the attention from somebody, I was longing to get a result from somebody, and instead put that energy into the process of being my best self, working on myself, living my best life, and also the process of showing up. 80% of success is just showing up. As Woody Allen said, you show up to the date, you show up to the phone call, you show up to the meeting, you show up for yourself, show up to the gym, show up to, if you're exercising, show up for yourself in other ways. We're going to talk about it in a bit, but it's that process, the process of committing to the process, right? And then the outcome, you let the outcome be whatever it may. Maybe he'll call you back, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll text you back, maybe he won't. Maybe you'll never see each other again. Whatever the outcome is, maybe he'll propose to you next week. Who knows? Whatever the outcome is, you have to let the cards fall where they may, and all you can do is focus on what you can control. This little bubble. Focus only on what you can control, your life, yourself, your actions, your beliefs, your behavior, your thoughts, your emotions, and then gradually start to expand that. You expand your influence over time through that process. And that way you're not going to get desperate. You're not going to push men away. You're not going to text him 100 times, not give him the space he may need, or maybe he is just pulling away. Whatever that is, you have to let go of that and let it come back to you and focus back on yourself and your own process. Now, if you're liking this content, make sure to like, again, share, and subscribe to this channel, to our channel, for more great videos like this. We'll have more coming up, so I'd really like to have you join us, become a part of our community. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell below now if you haven't. Would love to have you join us long-term for this journey we're on and helping you attract your man. Number 4 is to create a healthier lifestyle. So put this energy that you may be feeling, desperation, anxiety, put it into creating a great lifestyle. How could you improve your health practices? Whether that is eating healthier, cutting out things that are damaging your health, cutting back on alcohol or smoking, God forbid, or other things that may be bad habits, poor eating habits, eating too much sugar, processed foods, GMO foods, things like that, trying to get back to healthy, organic, and exercise and taking care of your environment. So that will really help you to feel better in general. You'll be feeling better. You'll begin feeling less like you need him to fill up what's missing, and you'll become more radiant. You'll become more attractive naturally when you're fit, when you're healthy, when you're feeling good in your body, when you're feeling good in your environment. Healthy relationships is a big part of that as well. So who's toxic in your life that you need to step back from? You need to stop talking to, maybe limiting beliefs that they're giving you, or their life is just a mess and you're being influenced by that. You can love people from a distance, but sometimes you need to really set those boundaries and make sure you're taking care of yourself first and foremost. Otherwise, you're not going to be available for other people. You're not going to be available fully for a partner if your cup isn't already overflowing. Inside from the inside out. So it's very important with that. Number 3 is to raise your standards. Now, if you're finding yourself chasing a man or being desperate, you're probably also slowly lowering your standards for yourself first and foremost. What behaviors are you accepting from yourself? Are you sacrificing yourself? Are you getting desperate? Are you doing things that you wouldn't normally do? Making sacrifices as far as your own desires, putting yourself to the side in exchange for other people. So you have to make sure you're raising your standards, and also your standards with men. Maybe he isn't the right guy for you. Maybe he's actually pulling you into your lower self. And you don't want to use that as a cop-out that, oh, he's just an asshole. It's not a good fit. It's not going to work. And then you just continually do that with every guy, because oftentimes the common denominator is the person that's continually experiencing that behavior, likely, which is you in this case, would be if you're having a man who's not giving you what you want. So you want to look at, where are those standards that you sold yourself short on? How can you raise those standards? How can you say, this is the bare minimum I accept in a relationship, and if I'm not having that, it's not the relationship for me. Yeah, you want to be reasonable with those standards, but you got to have them and you got to keep them. Don't sell out on yourself, because then the man is not going to be able to respect you, and you're also not going to attract what you want, because you're continually settling for less. And quality men will probably see that you're settling for less and be like, why would I settle for you? You seem to be not valuing yourself very much. You may seem to be not valuing your life very much. Why should I be with someone like that? I want somebody who's actually the value I want to have, meeting my standards. So that's something important to consider with this as well. Now, if you haven't yet, I also highly recommend joining our Magnetize Your Man Dating and Relationship Support Facebook group that you can join by going to MYMFB Group. Ideally, after this video, go to mymfbgroup.com, or once you're on Facebook, type in Magnetize Your Man. You'll be able to find us there. Over 6,000 women in that group. Great conversations, super valuable resource to be a part of. Number 2 is to set boundaries. And this may seem paradoxical. How do I draw a man to me by setting boundaries? It's like, well, again, by setting boundaries, you're setting your standards, you're being clear on what's important for you, and you're allowing your container to stay full. It's just like a cell in a body, in your body. A cell cannot survive if it just doesn't have a membrane. If the membrane dissolves, all the organelles inside the cell will just go away and the cell is dead. Same thing, if a cell is just all surrounded by a cage, a wall, the cell's not going to survive either, because it's not getting the nutrients it needs. So what does nature come up with? What does God come up with as the ideal for a way for a cell to survive? It's what's called a semi-permeable membrane, which is where you have the ability to set boundaries so bad things can't come in. Or you could think of it as also like the borders of a country, right? A country cannot survive without strong borders to keep the bad things from coming out and to let the good things come in. And it involves having these semi-permeable membranes. What are those? Doors. Doors open and doors close. Open and close. Open to good things, close to bad things. Open to good, close to evil. open to resources, positive resources coming in, closed to negativity and damaging resources, damaging things coming in. So you have to cultivate that for yourself. If you can't cultivate that for yourself, you can't cultivate that for anyone else, which would be your relationship. When you have a relationship with your man, when you're having a long-term committed, loving relationship, you're going to need to set boundaries for yourselves as a couple. And so you're practicing that now, and that's going to draw a man to you and make him also see you as wife material when you have that maturity that it takes to have those mature, healthy boundaries that let in the good and shut off what you don't want. Number 1 is to start a new hobby. So what's something you were passionate about a long time ago? Maybe something you enjoyed as a child, even when you were a little girl. How can you start that up? Maybe it's skiing. Maybe it is painting. Maybe it's writing. That's a great way to take your energy away from feeling like you need to chase a man and put it back into your own life. And I believe you create this energy when you're doing things like this, what I've recommended in this video, you create an energy that he will pick up. He will just be able to sense that something's shifting with you. And that'll often be the thing that'll cause him to text you, to cause him to reach out, to cause him to ask you out again, to hang out again. So this is the kind of stuff that's super important, and it's going to fill you up. It's going to make you happier. It's going to make you passionate again. You're going to be hopefully back in your femininity as well. So some things you can do to help you cultivate the feminine energy is like dancing. Take a dance class, painting, something creative. Those kind of things will be helpful for that as well. So it's a great technique to use as well with that. Now, before I share my bonus secret, I want you to go ahead and comment below what you think is the sign that it's time to walk from a man. So out of the things I said, what are the signs for you that it's just not the right connection with him? It's just not going to work anyways. I'd be curious to hear that also from you if you'd like to share in the comments below, or just share which of these are the things you're going to practice the most moving forward. Which are the things you're practicing the most, and which are the things you're already doing well? I'd love to hear that as well, whether it's setting boundaries or being grateful or raising your standards. Now we get into our last bonus secret, which is to relax, chill out. Don't text him all the time. Take a break. Stop initiating. Stop being desperate. I know it's so easy to say that. It's one thing to say that. It's another thing for your experience where you could be feeling the anxiety rushing through your body. To take a breath, calm down, practice some of the things I gave you in this video, release it, scream into a pillow if you have to, throw a temper tantrum if you have to, hang out with some girlfriends if you have to, or just do things that actually relax you in your body, like get a massage, watch a funny movie, talk to a girlfriend that you love or a family member that you love. Go walking out in nature. Take care of yourself. Eat something that's healthy and makes you feel great afterwards. Maybe have a little glass of wine, especially if you're with some friends. I don't condone, drinking alone. I don't think that's ever really leads to a good path. But, that can also be something that can help, when you're with friends, when you're out with a girlfriend. But try to just find those things that make you relax. Maybe it's reading a book, a novel, a romance novel, or one of our books. Pick up our book, Magnetize Your Man, on Amazon. A little plug for that. But yeah, take a break. Take a chill pill. Don't just rush out and think you have to keep chasing him in order for him to come to you. Let him come to you. Give him some space. Maybe he'll come back, maybe he won't. There's an old saying, if you love it, let it go. If it comes back, that's how you know. And that's a hard practice, but sometimes that can be the key. I really believe so. So if this was helpful to you, if you enjoyed this, I highly recommend also taking our free Magnetize Your Man quiz to learn what it is for you to start drawing a man to you, to make him commit to have a loving, long-term, fantastic relationship. mymquiz.com, or we'll put the link below this video in the comments and description as well. And also, I highly recommend, if you haven't seen it already, my next video, which is going to be over here on when a man deeply loves you, he'll start saying these 5 things. So when you're practicing these things, he's going to start saying things to you. And if he's falling in love, you're going to know it by watching this video over here. I always have to figure out where the best way to point that is. So go ahead and check that out. You're going to love that video as well if you haven't seen it yet. Much love. Stay tuned for more great videos. Hope this helps, and I will talk to you again in our next powerful video very soon. Bye-bye.